Consider this an offshoot of yesterday's video. Roughly 2 months ago, my job started giving me 2 shifts a week after I'd say about a quarter of a year, giving me 4 to 5 on average, 3, 4, 5. And I took great issue with this because, less hours at work means less money. Now, I have always had this kind of fatalistic belief about a lot of these employers, right? Their biggest concern is making money. They don't care if you can't eat or take care of yourself. It's no big deal to them. But I went to a shift about maybe a month ago and kind of turned off in a way, like I didn't really, joke around or act in the outgoing nature that I guess they expect from me. And one of the managers noticed this and asked me what's wrong, and I said I didn't feel appreciated. And then I mentioned the 2 shifts I was getting. And when I was taken to the office to speak with the, I guess, supreme ruler manager, this person who, to their credit, does not oversee the schedule, so I can't assign blame to them. Although I will say, when you're supposedly the lead manager, you can tell people what to do. Your only subordinate is the actual store owner. So you are effectively second in command to everyone but that person, who most of the time isn't even there. But anyways, what this person tells me is, maybe you're only getting 2 shifts now because you only do this one thing. And, maybe if you do other things, we can find more ways to use you. And in this same conversation, this lead manager says to me, after I mention, like, yeah, why am I only getting 10 hours a week? We can't give you 40. And that's when it hits me, because when I was hired at that place, I was a part-time employee. But as I said before, when they did this wage increase, the restaurant basically lost its mind. They really did not know what to do with themselves. Like, they kind of just went from giving everyone on average about 3 or 4 shifts a week, all of them about 7, 8 hours on average, to these little garbage, crappy, dumb 4-hour shifts, 5-hour shifts. And it's just been a constant stream of just unstableness. But what I thought was interesting about this lead manager's comments is that you are telling someone that to get a number of hours that they previously had, they may have to learn how to perform other tasks. But then at the same time, this person, should they choose to jump through the additional hoops that you're assigning to them, will still only receive a number of hours which is significantly less than 40. Because even when that place was giving me an amount I liked, it was 20, 15, hell, even, I think I had 25 one week. It's always below 30. So for me to get half of 40, or a little bit close to, 25, I need to learn how to make food and take orders. And I mean, it is literally, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Because remember, you're going to do this other stuff, commit yourself to these other tasks, and put yourself at the risk of them getting upset with you for not being able to learn how to do this stuff quickly. And no matter how good of a job you do, you will always be a little rinky-dink, crappy part-time employee that they feel they can replace with the drop of a hat. When I was hired at that place back in November of 2023, cleaning stuff was a big priority because everyone they put on it would quit before me. So now they feel like, oh, you've been doing this for, 11 months, 14 months, 15 months. It took them a while to get to this point, but they basically now take me for granted and feel like they can just stick anybody on there. And, if that person quits, we can just assign them to something else, or there'll be somebody else waiting to do it too. It's a really sad cycle, because it is the expectation that someone is supposed to give their all to get crumbs. Like, me learning how to do these other things is only going to guarantee that I still don't get 40 hours a week, full-time schedule. And you might not even get half of that. Because remember, the biggest priority for these jobs is what's in their convenience, not yours. So if they have to cut me by, and I saw this when I would stay overtime, and then they started cutting me from the schedule cutting days off my shifts to make up for the fact I was getting paid more than they thought I should, or that the higher ups thought I should. So it's a common thing where even if you do the things they want, they're still susceptible to punish you by giving you less hours, by just doing any old weird crappy stuff that makes it to where people don't even want to, bother with it. Maybe if I thought I could get 40 hours out of doing all this extra crap, I'd consider it, but I'm not going to drive myself insane performing the other duties of that place just to still not get the amount of hours I would need to take care of myself. And it's a really sad occurrence when I wish people could see the face of that manager when I was talking about how, why am I only getting 10? We can't give you 40. Like, dingbat, nobody is talking about that. You are literally asking for just half of that, and they can't give it to you. They have you available 6 days of the week, right? Monday through Friday and Sunday, but they can only use you one time on the weekday and then maybe once on the weekend. Give me a break. Like, it's all these jobs, man. They just turn into bigger and bigger jokes. Except the gag is on us for even wanting to think that working would make a difference.